At dinner, my fiancée laughed while her friends mocked my job, calling it a clown's job. Then she said, "If you're too weak to handle jokes, then pay and leave." So I did. Now she's the one crawling back. Sup Reddit, my fiancée told me my job was a clown job. Let her friends pile on, then told me, "If you can't handle the jokes, pay and leave." So I paid my part, walked out of that restaurant, and ended up taking her money, and the future she thought she was too good for. Grab some popcorn and enjoy the chaos. I, 31 male, met my fiancée Nicole, 28 female, 2 years ago, at some charity fundraiser my company sponsored. She was serving drinks in a tight black dress. Cute. Turned out she was working catering gigs while pursuing modeling, which meant she did one diaper commercial as a toddler and somehow convinced herself she was destined for the Victoria's Secret runway. She kept that 30-second Pampers ad on her phone like it was her Oscar reel. I work as a security supervisor at a corporate complex downtown. High-rise buildings, executive protection, surveillance systems, crisis response. I run 12 guys, coordinate with local PD, handle everything from petty theft to active threats. Pays solid at 80 grand base, plus overtime that pushes me past 6 figures most years. We started dating. 10 months in, she basically moved into my one-bedroom place on the north side, lease in my name, had it 4 years. We split bills at first, then I started covering more because Nicole was investing in her career. Translation: paying for headshots every 3 months and going to casting calls that never called back. The real problem wasn't Nicole. It was her friends. This crew of 4 she'd known since high school. Harper, Kylie, Amber, and this guy named Colton who attached himself to the group like a barnacle. They'd make comments about my job, my hobbies, my background. Started small, jabs about me being a rent-a-cop with a tough guy complex. I restore classic muscle cars in my spare time. Camaros, Mustangs. Buy them beat to heck, rebuild the engines. According to them, this made me a grease monkey playing with toys. Nicole would laugh along, then tell me privately they were just joking. Classic gaslighting. I thought maybe I needed thicker skin. 6 months ago, I proposed. 3 weeks ago, Nicole landed some local fashion show gig. Not Victoria's Secret, a boutique at the mall doing their fall collection. But the way she acted, you'd think she just booked Paris Fashion Week. Posted about it constantly, called it her big break. I was genuinely happy for her. So when she mentioned celebrating, I offered to take her somewhere nice. I booked Bordeaux downtown. Real upscale steakhouse. Reservations for 2, just me and Nicole. Intimate celebration. I bought a new charcoal button-down she picked out. Shaved, cologne, the whole deal. Really tried to show up right. Should have known better. We arrived around 7 on a Friday. Place was packed. Gave them my name, party of 2. They led us to a nice corner booth. Candles. Good lighting. Actually romantic. Then I saw Nicole texting. Fast. That frantic thumb-typing thing she does when coordinating something. I asked who she was messaging. She said, "Nobody," with this weird guilty smile. 10 minutes later, Harper walked through the door, scanning the restaurant like she owned it. When she spotted us, she beelined over. That's when it clicked. Nicole invited them behind my back. "Oh my God, you guys are already here." Harper slid in next to Nicole, air-kissed her, started gushing about traffic. Didn't even acknowledge me. I looked at Nicole. She wouldn't make eye contact. "Babe," I said slowly. "Did you—" "Surprise!" Nicole cut me off with forced enthusiasm. "I know you said just us, but I thought it'd be more fun with everyone. You don't mind, right?" I minded. Before I could respond, Kylie showed up. She grabbed the menu and immediately started mental math out loud. Jesus, these prices. "Austin, you sure your security guard salary can handle this? Maybe we should have gone to Applebee's." She laughed. Nicole giggled. Then Amber arrived. The host asked if we needed a bigger table. I nodded, too stunned to argue. Then Colton showed up. This guy, everything about him screams secretly broke but wants you to think otherwise. He's got this weird thing with Nicole I never liked. Too friendly, too comfortable, always touching her arm. She swore they were just friends and said he was in her team, if you know what I mean. He walked up, did this elaborate handshake hug thing with Nicole that lasted way too long, then acknowledged me with a head nod. "What's up, Austin? Thanks for the invite, man." "I didn't invite you. None of you." We sat at the bigger table, ordered drinks. Nicole got sparkling wine. Her friends ordered $18 mocktails. I got a soda. Harper made a face. "How blue collar," she said. Everyone was chatting. The friends were gossiping about some mutual acquaintance's breakup drama, and I was just sitting there trying to be part of the conversation. That's when Harper turned her sights on me. "So, Austin," Still babysitting office buildings for a living? I kept my cool. Security management, yeah. I just finished training a new team, actually. Got them all certified for crisis intervention protocols. Must be nice having such a simple job, she continued, loading up an oyster with all the fixings. Not much thinking required, right? Just walk around looking intimidating? My jaw tightened, but I stayed level. Actually, security management requires a lot of strategic thinking, risk assessment, personnel management, coordination with law enforcement. We handle everything from cybersecurity breaches to physical threats. It's not exactly standing around. Oh, please, Kylie jumped in, setting down her drink. It's not like you need a degree. Nicole here's got real talent. She did a commercial when she was a baby. That's the kind of natural star quality you can't teach. I looked at Nicole. She was smiling, nodding along like they were praising her Nobel Prize win. Not defending me. Not even a little bit. Just basking in the attention. Colton leaned back in his chair, all confidence and smarm. I gotta be honest, Austin. When Nicole first told us about you, we were all like, a security guard? Really? She could do so much better. But hey, she sees something in you, I guess. He shrugged like he'd just given me a compliment. Colton's in sales, Nicole added, like that explained everything. He just closed a huge deal last month. 6 figures. 7, actually, Colton corrected, flashing this smug grin. But who's counting? Everyone at the table praised him like he'd just cured cancer. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there realizing I make more than his 7-figure deal annually, and nobody's asking about my work. But I kept quiet. The entrees arrived. I'd ordered the bone-in ribeye, cooked medium rare. The friends all got filet mignon with various sides. Nicole ordered the lobster tail because apparently regular seafood wasn't fancy enough. Everything looked incredible and cost a fortune. I was doing quick math in my head, realizing this meal was going to run me close to $600 for everyone. The conversation continued. They talked about their jobs, their social circles, some vacation Kylie was planning to Dubai. I tried to contribute when I could, but every time I opened my mouth, someone had something to say. I set down my fork. I'd completely lost my appetite, took a long drink of my soda, and just listened as they kept going. Honestly, though, Harper said, pointing her fork at Nicole, when are you going to trade up? You just got your big modeling break. You're about to blow up. Dating a security guard is very grounding of you. Literally grounded, Colton added with a smirk, because he grounds bad guys. Get it? They lost it laughing. Colton leaned forward, his eyes on Nicole. You know what I always appreciated about you? You've got this fire, this ambition. You're not settling for some basic life. You're going after your dreams. The way he said it, the way he looked at her, yeah, this dude definitely wanted to be with my fiancée. Nicole ate it up. That's so sweet, Colton. You've always gotten me. Something in me just clicked. Not anger exactly. More like this sudden, ice-cold clarity. These people had been crapping on me for 2 years. And Nicole hadn't just allowed it. She'd participated, laughed along, enabled every single dig and insult, made me the villain for having self-respect. You guys are pathetic. Wow, sensitive much? Amber said. Austin, Nicole said quietly, her eyes warning me to shut up. They're just having fun. Doesn't look like fun, Nicole. Looks like I'm the entertainment. The punching bag you all need to feel superior while you celebrate how awesome your lives are. Oh my God, Harper rolled her eyes. Are you seriously going to ruin Nicole's big night with your fragile ego? I'm saying I'm done being disrespected for 3 hours straight. Then maybe you shouldn't be here, Colton said, leaning back with this satisfied smirk, like he'd been waiting all night to say it. That's when Nicole dropped the nuke. She looked right at me, probably trying to de-escalate, but instead ending everything. Look, if you don't like my friend's rude jokes, you can just pay and leave. The entire table went silent. Even they seemed shocked. Harper started this nervous giggle. Kylie's eyebrows shot up. Amber's mouth fell open slightly. Colton just grinned wider. Appreciate the clarity, I said, standing up. Nicole's eyes went huge. Austin, sit down. I didn't mean... I pulled out my wallet. Did quick math. My ribeye was $56, 3 sodas at 12 each, so $92 plus tax and tip. I pulled out 6 20s, dropped them on the table next to my plate. This covers mine. Austin, sit down, Nicole hissed. Don't be dramatic. I picked up my keys. They were all staring at me like I'd grown a second head, like the idea of someone actually enforcing boundaries when disrespected was incomprehensible. Enjoy your celebration. I walked, didn't look back, made it to the parking lot, got in my truck, just sat there for a minute letting my pulse settle. My phone was already buzzing. I could see the screen lighting up. Turned it to silent and started the engine. Best decision of my life. I drove around for maybe 30 minutes, just processing everything. Around 10:30, I headed home. The place smelled like her perfume. That expensive stuff she'd made me buy her for Christmas. Her clothes were everywhere, draped over the couch, piled on the bedroom chair, hanging in the bathroom. Her makeup covered the entire bathroom counter. Her vision board for her modeling career hung on the living room wall, covered in cutout magazine photos of actual models and Nicole's face photoshopped onto their bodies. Delusional didn't even begin to cover it. I grabbed trash bags from under the kitchen sink, started filling them. Her clothes, her shoes, her makeup, every single thing that was hers. Ripped that vision board off the wall and tore it in half. Found the stack of headshots she'd paid $300 for last month, the ones where she was posing like she was on a Vogue cover, and threw the whole stack in the trash. My phone kept ringing. Texts were piling up. I could see the screen lighting up on the kitchen counter but didn't look. Just kept clearing out every trace of her from my space. By midnight, I cracked a soda, sat on my couch, which was no longer covered in her nonsense, and finally checked my phone. 63 text messages, 41 missed calls, 8 voicemails. The texts were a journey. Nicole. Very funny. Get back here and pay. Nicole. Austin. This isn't cute anymore. Nicole. Are you serious right now? Harper. You're a piece of trash and everyone knows it. Kylie. Hope you're proud of yourself, loser. Amber. Financial abuse much? Colton sent me a Venmo request for $200 with the note, emotional damages for ruining the night. I blocked all of them. Every last one. Nicole, Harper, Kylie, Amber, Colton. Felt good. Really good. Finished my soda. Was about to head to bed when I heard vehicles outside. Looked out my window and saw Nicole's car, Harper's SUV, and Colton's BMW pulling into my parking lot. They piled out, all 5 of them, stumbling around, loud as heck at almost 1 in the morning. I opened my door and stepped out into the hallway. They were coming up the stairs, Nicole leading the charge looking like a mess. Mascara smeared, hair wild, holding her heels in one hand. Austin! She shrieked when she saw me. What the heck? Keep your voice down. It's 1 in the morning and my neighbors have jobs. You left us at that restaurant. Harper was swaying, clearly out of it. We had to sit in a back room while the manager stood over us. Colton's dad had to come at 11:30 with his credit card. Do you know how embarrassing that was? Sounds like a you problem, I said calmly. Should have been able to cover a $600 tab between 4 employed adults. You invited us, Kylie slurred. Actually, Nicole wanted to celebrate. I offered to treat everyone as a courtesy. Then you all spent 3 hours using me as a punching bag. So I paid for mine and left. Exactly like Nicole told me to do. Nicole stumbled forward, grabbing the doorframe. You can't do this. We're engaged. We're engaged. Past tense. Her face crumpled. What? Your friends showed me exactly how you feel about me, and you laughed at every single insult. Colton stepped forward, all puffed chest despite being visibly unsteady. Bro, you embarrassed all of us. You need to make this right. Step back, Colton. You're on my property. Or what? He got closer. Wrong move. I'm 6'1", 215, and trained in restraint techniques. This soft, 5'9" salesman wasn't a threat, just annoying. But before I could even respond, Nicole lunged past him, trying to get into my apartment. I need my stuff. You can't keep me out. I blocked the doorway. Your stuff is right here. Pointed to the 8 trash bags lined up just inside. Take it and go. You threw my things in trash bags? She was shrieking now, fully hysterical. That's designer. That's expensive. So go sell it to pay your restaurant bill. That's when she completely lost it. Tried to shove past me, wild and flailing. I sidestepped and she crashed into Harper. They both went down in the hallway, a tangle of limbs and designer clothes. Ow! Harper's elbow connected with Nicole's face during the fall. Nicole screamed. Colton tried to help them up and Nicole, still wild, swung at him thinking he was me. Connected with his face. He stumbled back into Kylie. They both hit the wall. Amber was just standing there filming the whole thing on her phone, giggling. This is insane! Nicole managed to get up, face red where Harper's elbow had clocked her. She rushed at me again. Give me my key, I live here! No, you don't. This is my apartment, my lease. You just crashed here and never left. That's not how this works! Harper was yelling now, trying to stand up in her heels and failing. You can't just kick her out? Watch me. Nicole reached for her purse, fumbling with the zipper. I have a key. You can't stop me from... That key's getting changed tomorrow, and if you try to come back, I'm calling the cops for trespassing. You're such a piece of trash! Kylie was crying now, emotional. She loved you. Colton stepped up again, getting in my face. You need to apologize. Right now. For what? Leaving when I was told to leave? For refusing to be disrespected? For setting boundaries? For being a child, Nicole shrieked. Her hand went to her ring finger. She was still wearing the engagement ring. You want this back? Is that what this is about? Money? Yeah, actually. Give me the ring. No! Nicole, we're done. Give it back. Give! She took a step back, hand over the ring. You gave this to me. It's mine. That's when Colton decided to be honest. Oh, come on, just give him the ring. It's not like you were even faithful. You were literally all over some guy at Amber's place yesterday. Everyone froze. Even through their haze, they all realized Colton had just dropped a bomb. What the heck, Colton? Nicole's face went white. My vision went red. You what? It wasn't. I was out of it. It was just dancing. Nicole was backpedaling, literally stepping back in the hallway. She was grinding on a random hot guy, Colton continued, too far gone to shut up. Like, full-on grinding. We all saw it. Harper tried to grab Nicole, but Nicole was already lunging at Colton. You piece of trash! They collided. Both went down. Colton's head hit the wall. Nicole was on top of him, swinging wildly, hysterical. Harper tried to pull her off and got an elbow to the mouth. Started bleeding. Kylie was screaming. Amber was still filming and laughing. I pulled out my phone and called 911. Yeah, I need police at Riverside Apartments on Oak Street, Building C. Multiple intoxicated individuals causing a disturbance in the hallway, getting violent. Nicole heard me and completely panicked. Scrambled off Colton, mascara everywhere, face red and swollen. No, Austin, don't call the cops, please. You're unstable, you're violent, and you're trespassing. She fumbled with the ring, pulled it off her finger. Here, take it, just don't. Please don't call the cops on me. She held it out. Smart move on her part. Probably realized through the haze that she was about to get arrested. I took the ring, pocketed it. Too late. They're already on the way. Sirens in the distance. Harper heard them and tried to get everyone to leave. We need to go, right now. Come on. But they were all too disoriented and too busy fighting. Nicole was crying. Colton was holding his head where it hit the wall. Harper's mouth was bleeding. Kylie was sitting on the floor sobbing. Amber was still filming. 2 patrol cars pulled up. 4 officers came up the stairs. I recognized 2 of them from working with local PD downtown. Austin? One officer looked confused. This your domestic? Ex-fiancée and her friends. They showed up at 1 in the morning, tried to force their way into my apartment, started fighting each other in my hallway. I've got video evidence of the whole thing if you need it. My building had hallway cameras. The officers separated everyone. Nicole was still crying and screaming about how I was ruining her life. Harper was trying to explain that I'd abandoned them at a restaurant. Colton was playing victim. Kylie and Amber were crying. The officer took my statement. I showed him the text from earlier, explained the dinner situation, showed him the trash bags of Nicole's stuff inside my apartment, explained she'd been living there without being on the lease. You want them trespassed from the property? Yes, all of them. They tested everyone's sobriety. All failed. The officers issued citations for public intoxication and disorderly conduct, warned them all that if they came back, they'd be arrested for trespassing. What about my stuff? Nicole was still crying, quieter now, realizing how badly she'd messed up. Take your bags and go, I said. She and her friends grabbed the trash bags, all 8 of them, and loaded them into their cars while the officers watched. Nicole kept crying, kept trying to apologize, kept saying we could work this out. I didn't say a word, just watched them leave. The officer handed me a case number. If she comes back, call immediately. You've got a trespass warning on file now. Appreciated. My neighbors were peeking out their doors, annoyed at the noise. I apologized to them, explained my ex-fiancée and her friends had too much to drink. They understood but weren't happy. Went back inside my apartment, spent Saturday recovering, slept until noon, made a huge breakfast, just enjoyed having my space back. Changed the locks on my door. My landlord was cool about it, said he understood given the situation. Even gave me a discount on the new locks since I'd been a model tenant for 4 years. Sunday, I started checking my accounts. Figured I should make sure Nicole hadn't done anything stupid while she had access to my place and my information. We'd split bills through Venmo for a while, and she'd had my card saved on her phone for emergencies. That's when I found it. My bank account was down $4,200. Just gone. Checked the transaction history. ATM withdrawals over the past 3 months. 200 here, 300 there, 500 there. All from machines near her usual spots. None of it authorized by me. Then I checked my credit card. $4,000, $320 in charges I didn't recognize. Sephora, Ulta, some boutique called Luxe and Lace that apparently sold overpriced dresses, all within the past 3 months, all while we were still together, all unauthorized. Total theft, $8,520. My hands were shaking, not from anger, from rage. She'd been stealing from me for months, while I was covering her rent, her bills, her expenses, while she was playing model and I was working overtime to support both of us. She'd been draining my accounts. I took screenshots of everything, every transaction, every charge, pulled my bank statements going back 6 months, made copies of everything. Then I called my bank, filed fraud claims on all the ATM withdrawals. They asked if I knew who did it. My ex-fiancée. She had access to my card information. Do you want to pursue criminal charges? Absolutely. Same conversation with the credit card company. They started disputes on every unauthorized charge. Asked if I wanted to file a police report. Already planning on it. Called the non-emergency police line Monday morning. Explained the situation. The unauthorized withdrawals. The credit card fraud. The timeline. They told me to come down to the station and file a formal report. Took all my documentation, screenshots, bank statements, credit card statements, the text messages from Friday night, the police report from the hallway incident. An officer was actually working the desk when I came in. Austin. More trouble with the ex? Financial this time. She's been stealing from my bank account and credit card for 3 months. Got proof of everything. He looked through the documentation. Whistled low. This is clear-cut fraud. 8 grand? 8,520. We'll forward this to the detective division. With documentation this solid, they'll definitely pursue charges. How long does that take? Week or 2 for them to review everything and decide on formal charges. She'll get a court summons in the mail. Probably looking at theft charges, possibly identity theft depending on how the DA wants to pursue it. Good. Filed the full report. Got a case number. Went home feeling like I'd done everything right. Then I started researching. Found out about civil theft laws in my state. If someone steals from you, you can sue them for 3 times the amount stolen. Triple damages. It's designed to punish thieves and compensate victims for the full impact of the theft. 8,520 times 3 equals $25,560. Started calling lawyers. Found one who specialized in civil theft cases. Set up a consultation for Wednesday. This is textbook, the lawyer said after reviewing everything. She documented her own theft by using your accounts over time. You've got bank records, credit card statements, police reports, witness statements from the restaurant incident and the hallway fight. She's got no defense. How long does a lawsuit take? We file within the week. She gets served with papers. She either settles or we go to court. With evidence this clear, most people settle. Could be wrapped up in a month or 2. And I can actually get triple the amount? That's what the law allows. $25,560 plus court costs and my fees. She won't have a choice. The law's crystal clear on this. Let's do it. One thing, though. The lawyer leaned back in his chair. You said she just got criminal charges pending for the fraud? Detective Division is reviewing it now. Perfect. The criminal case actually helps the civil case. Shows a pattern of illegal behavior. Makes her less sympathetic to a judge. She did this to herself. Exactly. That's when my phone rang. Unknown number. I ignored it. Then it rang again. And again. Finally answered. What? Austin, it's Nicole's mom. We need to talk. About what? Nicole told me what happened. With the restaurant, the fight, everything. She's been crying for 3 days straight. Won't eat. Won't leave her room. She knows she messed up. With all due respect, she didn't just mess up. She stole $8,000 from me over 3 months. While I was paying her bills and supporting her modeling delusion, she's facing criminal charges. Silence on the other end. 8,000? 8,520 to be exact. ATM withdrawals and credit card fraud. All documented. Already filed police reports and fraud claims. Jesus Christ! She sounded exhausted. I didn't know about that. She didn't tell me. Because she's a thief and a liar. I'm not defending her, Austin. I'm really not. She's been entitled her whole life and I never put a stop to it. That's on me. But she's completely falling apart and I don't know what to do. Take her to therapy. Get her professional help. I can't fix this. She needs to face consequences for her actions. I understand. I just wanted you to know she's not okay. Not my responsibility anymore. She made her choices. You're right. And Austin? You deserved better than how she treated you. Appreciate that. We hung up. Her mom was a decent person caught in the middle of her daughter's mess. But I wasn't backing down. Nicole needed to face real consequences for once in her entitled life. That's when things got weird. 2 weeks after filing the lawsuit, I heard a knock on my door. Saturday afternoon. Looked through the peephole and saw Nicole. But not regular Nicole. This Nicole looked like she'd gotten into a fight with a basketball and lost. Her lips were swollen to easily twice their normal size. She looked absolutely ridiculous, like someone had used a bike pump on her face. My buddy Eric was over watching the game. He came up behind me when I opened the door, keeping the chain on. "What? Othen, I need to talk to you," she slurred. Couldn't even talk properly with those swollen lips. Eric burst out laughing behind me. "Holy crap, dude. What happened to her face? Did you seriously get lip filler?" "Yeth, I thought you like big lips," she said, trying to look seductive but looking like a cartoon character instead. I stared at her. This woman stole from me, cheated on me, humiliated me for 2 years, and now she showed up at my door looking like a blowfish, thinking inflated lips would win me back. "Nicole, you look ridiculous. You think you like thin lips." "I never said that. And even if I had, you really thought getting cosmetic procedures would fix this?" Eric leaned over my shoulder, cracking up. "Bro, she can barely talk." Her face went red. "The top making fun of me. Maybe you should have thought this through before turning yourself into a meme." "You're being a jerk," Eric wheezed from behind me. "Oh my god, this is wild." "Say that again, slower." She was absolutely fuming now, tears mixing with rage. "I was trying. You want to make me happy? Go to the nearest doctor now." Her swollen lips quivered. "I don't have that money." "I know. That's why you're getting sued." Her eyes went wide. "Sued?" "Yep. Civil theft lawsuit. You stole $8,520 from me. I'm suing you for triple damages. $25,560 plus court costs." Eric whistled. "Dang, that's gonna hurt." She started crying, which made her face look even more absurd with those swollen lips. Mascara mixing with tears, lips quivering like jello. "You can't do this to me. Watch me. You'll be served with papers in the next few days. Either you settle or we go to court. Either way, you're paying." "But I don't have that money." "Should have thought of that before stealing from me. Now leave before I call the cops again. You're still trespassed from this property." "Othen pleve." I closed the door, locked it. She started banging and crying. Well, crying as much as someone with lips full of filler can cry. It sounded like a drunk person yelling underwater. Eric shook his head. "Dude, those lips are insane. She paid money for that?" Called my landlord. "Nicole's back, breaking her trespass warning. I'll call the police. She's done." Took about 15 minutes. Eric and I watched from the window as the officers arrived, different ones this time, and Nicole sat in the parking lot crying next to her car. They helped her up and explained she was officially banned from the property. If she came back, she'd be arrested immediately. She left. I watched from my window as she drove away, those ridiculous lips still swollen, mascara everywhere, looking absolutely pathetic. Eric clinked his soda against mine. "Best halftime show ever, man." 2 weeks later, I got a cashier's check in the mail for $13,720. Her lawyer had negotiated a settlement. She'd pay me back the original $8,520, plus an additional $5,200 in damages. Not the full triple amount I'd sued for, but my lawyer advised me to take it. Nicole was broke. Her parents had to help with the settlement, and dragging it through court would cost more time and money. I deposited it, closed that chapter of my life permanently, but the fallout was just beginning. Over the next 9 months, I watched Nicole's world collapse. Not everyone else got destroyed. Some of her friends were fine, honestly. But Nicole? She built her life on a foundation of nonsense, and it finally caught up to her. The criminal charges got reduced to a misdemeanor after she took a plea deal. That was in March. By April, her modeling agency had dropped her. Her big break fashion show? Gone the second they ran a background check. Turns out brands don't want models with theft convictions. Who knew? Nicole ended up working at that same chain restaurant, living with her mom, broke from paying me back on probation. Her modeling dream was just dead. Everything she'd built her identity around evaporated. And honestly, that was enough for me. The friend group stuff was more complicated. Harper actually kept her job. She'd posted some rant on social media after the restaurant incident went down, something emotional about loyalty and friendship, and a coworker had seen it and reported it to HR. Turns out vague booking about personal drama violated some company policy. HR gave her a warning, and that was it. She distanced herself from Nicole hard after everything went down. Last I heard, she's still at her marketing firm, still pulling 60 grand. She just pretends Nicole never existed. Kylie's social media business took a hit. but didn't implode. She lost 2 clients after the parking lot incident. One specifically mentioned not wanting to be associated with that kind of drama. But she kept her other clients and actually seems to be doing okay. Posted something about learning and growing in June. Whatever. She's still working. Amber's brand consulting dried up, but not because of the theft situation. Turns out she was just bad at her job. Her clients weren't renewing because she wasn't delivering results. The Nicole drama might have accelerated things, but that business was already circling the drain. She got a corporate marketing job in July making decent money. Boring, but stable. Colton's startup collapsed in August. That 7-figure deal he'd bragged about? Stock options in a company that went under. When the startup folded, his options were worthless. He's doing okay though. Got a sales job at a software company. Not as flashy as tech startup founder, but he's making good money. Saw him at a place once in September. He pretended not to see me. Coward. The friend group did fragment, but not dramatically. They just stopped hanging out as much. Harper and Kylie still talk occasionally. Amber moved on to new friends. Colton does his own thing. They're not enemies, just not really friends anymore. Nicole's the only one who got completely cut off. Meanwhile, I was thriving. Finished the '69 Camaro SS in June. Sold it for $48,000. Bought a '72 Chevelle SS in July to start the process over again. Already making solid progress on it. Met Danielle at a Cars and Coffee event in August. She's a paramedic, 30, into muscle cars and horror movies. We've been dating for 4 months now. She's funny, she's real, and she doesn't think my job is beneath her. Novel concept. She knows the whole Nicole story. Thinks the lip filler thing is hilarious. That's some next-level delusion, she said. Danielle makes good money, splits bills evenly with me, helps me work on the Chevelle. We have real conversations. She's met my friends, I've met hers. It's easy, normal, how relationships are supposed to be. Nicole tried reaching out through mutual connections in October. Someone forwarded me a message. I'm sorry for everything. I hope you're doing well. I didn't respond. That chapter's closed. It's December now. I'm in my garage working on the Chevelle. Got the engine torn down, rebuilding the whole thing from scratch. Danielle's there helping. Turns out paramedics know their way around mechanical systems. We're covered in grease, listening to old school rock, having a good time. One day, the doorbell rings at 2. Nicole's standing there wearing jeans and a hoodie. The lip filler has gone down, but she still looks rough, tired. Older than 28 should look. Hair in a messy ponytail. No makeup. She looks like someone who's been beaten down by life. She steps inside, then freezes when she sees Danielle in the garage doorway. Who's that? My girlfriend. Nicole's face crumples. You moved on. Already. It's been 9 months. I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. About us. She's tearing up now. Austin, I'm so sorry. For everything. My friends were toxic and I let them influence me. I didn't appreciate what I had. I know I messed up. I know I don't deserve another chance, but you're right. You don't. Please. I'll do anything. I've been in therapy 3 times a week. I'm working on myself. I paid you back everything. You paid me back because I sued you and you had no choice. I know, and I deserved it. I deserve all of this. She's crying now. But can't we at least talk? Can't we try to... No. She looks at Danielle, and I see something dark flash across her face. You're with her? After we were together for 2 years? We're not together anymore. That's how breakups work. I can't believe you replaced me so quickly. Her voice is rising. With a paramedic? She's not even... Careful, I say quietly. You're about to say something you'll regret. Danielle just smiles. It's fine. I get it. She peeked at a diaper commercial and thinks she's too good for people with real jobs. Nicole's face goes purple. You? Actually, I'm just someone who doesn't need to steal from her partner or get arrested for fraud. Nicole takes a step toward Danielle. I step between them. Walk away, Nicole, right now. You ruined my life. She's full on crying now. I lost everything because of you. You lost everything because you're a thief and a cheater. I just stopped enabling it. One mistake. People make mistakes. You made mistakes for 2 years. You let your friends treat me like garbage. You cheated on me. You stole $8,000 from me while I was paying your bills. Those aren't mistakes, Nicole. That's a pattern. I was young. I was stupid. You're 28. You're not young. You're just entitled. She's sobbing now. My career is over. My friends are gone. I'm broke. I'm on probation. Everything is gone. And whose fault is that? She just stands there crying. No answer. Because she knows. Deep down, she knows. Go home, Nicole. Keep going to therapy. Keep working. Build an actual life, but leave me out of it. Do you hate me? No, I don't feel anything about you anymore. You're just someone I used to know who taught me what I don't want in a relationship. That seems to break something in her. She nods, wipes her face, and just walks away. Doesn't look back. Shoulders slumped. Defeated. Danielle slides her hand into mine. You okay? Better than okay. We close the door. Order pizza. Spend the rest of the afternoon in the garage working on the Chevelle. Talk about normal stuff. Her shift schedule, my build progress, a horror movie that just came out. Easy conversation. Z. Nicole taught me what I don't want. Danielle showed me what I do. And honestly, that's the best revenge of all. Guys, we are so close to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It really helps hit that 100,000 mark. Thanks for making this dream come true.